It is Thursday, October 28th, and there's a few brand new Switch stories we got to talk about today, starting with some new trailers and series debuts for the Nintendo Switch, such as both Death's Door and Tomb Raider will be headed to the console, and I want to share their launch trailers with you guys. Then we also have to cover a super hype trailer for Shin Megami Tensi 5, as that game is already releasing as soon as November, and the big talking point for today's video is if you have been on the fence of picking up what will be my game of the year in 2021, which is Metroid Dread, you now have a free opportunity to get your hands on the game and play through a portion of it so you can make your correct decision. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now, as I mentioned, guys, we're diving through a few different stories today, and I want to start it off with some series that will be making their initial debut on the Nintendo Switch for the first time. And to kick off that conversation, I want to show you guys the new updated trailer that we got for Death's Door, that it was previously actually an exclusive to the Microsoft consoles, such as the Xbox One series line and even PC, but now it will be launching on PlayStation platforms and the Switch as well. And we got this initial overview trailer and announcement at yesterday's Sony State of Play, which honestly was, me being a PlayStation fan, the event overall was a pretty big letdown, but there was a really cool Star Ocean trailer that was shown off, and then there was this great announcement that of course was a surprise Nintendo Switch announcement, as well as it will be coming over to that platform too. I will definitely be picking up this game on the Switch for myself, because I think that this is one that you will want to have the ability to play portably if you are on the go. I did dive through some of the developer gameplay overview trailers, and they state themselves that this game is heavily inspired by the Legend of Zelda series, which definitely caught my attention, and you can see some of that gameplay similarity when it comes to the top-down overview, kind of Link's Awakening style look when it comes to the camera positioning. And I'm sure there will be, fast action combat. There is a dodge roll mechanic that is very reminiscent of Dark Souls, which I like to see in games, and the bosses look incredible, the world looks incredible, and I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of item and discovery and big exploration to be had in this game. So while I'm not sure about what price it is launching at the time of filming this video, I do know that it comes out on November 23rd. It's a very critically acclaimed game. It's currently sitting at an 87 on Metacritic, so this may be one that got by a lot of other gamers just because of its exclusivity to the Microsoft consoles. So I definitely recommend you guys to check this one out when it does launch on November 23rd, as I believe this will be a day one pickup for me. But I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below if you have had a chance to play through Death's Door yet, if this trailer sparked any attention for you around this game, and if you'll personally be planning on picking this one up when it does launch on the Switch on November 23rd. So share your thoughts and feelings on Death's Door in the comments down below. Now, the next series we're going to see coming to the Switch for the first time is none other than the Tomb Raider series. And while these are not the traditional style Lara Croft Tomb Raider games, they are some good installments in the series from what I understand. I personally have not previously played either one of these titles, as they were actually originally released in 2010 and 2014, but there are some good descriptions of what these games are going to have to offer, and the trailers seem compelling enough that at least we're getting Lara Croft making her debut on the Switch. And to hop over to kind of the descriptions of what to expect from these games, and as I mentioned, I do not personally know very much about these games, so I do want to read through some of the key overviews here. So Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light is an action-adventure game featuring Lara Croft, go figure. This brand extension combines the hallmarks of Tomb Raider franchise, including the exploration and discovery, platforming and puzzle solving, combined with character progression, fun fast-paced combat, and elements of human cooperation and competition. Some key features of this title are as follows: a classic formula of puzzles, combat, exploration, and breathtaking visuals put through the lens of isometric fast-paced gaming experience. A wide range of options for solving puzzles and traversing deadly environmental traps, offering players an unprecedented level of freedom to choose their own solutions and explore various paths through the dense jungles of Central America. Now, the sequel to that game, Temple of Osiris, has the following description: the first ever 4-player co-op experience with Lara Croft. Featuring stunning visuals and brand new story, players must work together to explore the temple, defeat hordes of enemies from the Egyptian underworld, solve devious puzzles, and avoid deadly traps. All the while, players will compete for treasure, powerful artifacts, and ultimate bragging rights. So both of these games are set for launch in 2022. I don't believe they've actually committed to what part of 2022 these will be out in, but I'm assuming it will probably be during the first half. As you know, these are definitely games that are being brought up to the Switch for the first time, but obviously originally came out in 2010 and 2014. So I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below if you have any interest in these style of games. I definitely think Temple of Osiris is the one that kind of sticks out to me because it seems like it would be a lot of fun to go through with 4 players simultaneously and work together to solve the puzzles, but then to also try to walk away with the most experience and the reward. So these ones do seem like they may be worth taking a look at on the Switch. So please share your thoughts and opinions on these titles and Tomb Raider coming to the Switch for the first time in the comments down below. Now, the next update I want to share with you all today is one around Shin Megami Tensei 5, and while I have not played the previous installments in this franchise, I do think that this one looks incredible, and if you are someone who is a fan of turn-based style RPGs, you will definitely want to have your eyes on this as we get closer to its November 12th release. So it's already going to be out next month. We did get a new trailer today that is titled A New World in Ruin, and this is roughly a 3+ minute trailer that does a really good job just kind of overviewing what the game is going to have to offer when it comes to story elements. It does look like there's some multiple choice questions on there, so I'm not sure how all that will play into things. Certain games seem to really go far with that mechanic and actually make it affect where the story leads, and I don't think they've claimed to have that happen here in Shin Megami Tensei 5, but it does look like you'll definitely have, some input at least for how NPCs respond to you. And then the skill and leveling system got a quick look as well. And I think that this game overall is really going to be huge for RPG fans out there, especially on the Nintendo Switch, as it looks like the budget for this is very high, as the graphics just look incredible. The gameplay looks fast and responsive. The boss fights and all of the interactions that I've seen of it so far definitely have me pumped for this. And I will be definitely picking this up as day one because it's being talked about a lot online. And I think this is going to be the perfect one to hop into as a brand new fan of the series. And I would love to hear from any Shin Megami Tensei fans out there, what your thoughts are on Shin Megami Tensei 5 so far with the trailers that we've seen and what people are saying about it. And apparently there are actually review copies going around out there. So I would love to hear from all of you guys that are fans of these series. And if you're not, if you'll plan on picking up Shin Megami Tensei 5 at release on November 12th. So share your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. Now, the last story I want to share with you all today is some great news around Metroid Dread, especially if you are someone who is maybe new to the Metroid series, as I've seen a lot of people comment that down below, that you have not previously played any of the Metroid games. Maybe you played Prime back in the GameCube era, but you never got into the 2D series. Well, now there are no excuses to actually give Metroid Dread a try, as there is a free demo in the eShop, and I cannot recommend everyone enough to at least go get this demo and see what you think of the beginning of the game. Spoiler alert, it gets way better as you progress, and I'm not going to share any actual spoilers because there are a lot when it comes to the story, and it's like so enjoyable. Every minute of it is crazy. Like I've legit enjoyed every single minute of my playthrough of Metroid Dread, and I am now just working on 100%ing all of the items, as that actually has a lot of additional gameplay to offer if you are a completionist style gamer like I am. So I cannot recommend this game to people enough. I definitely think it's something that gets overlooked by the newer generation, especially. Like, if you guys remember, there was a ton of talk online about this not being worth $60, and I could not disagree with that more. While you could argue it's a little bit on the shorter side, as most people tend to complete it between 7 hours on like the shortest to probably upwards of 15 or 16 hours on the longer playthroughs, it still has so much incredible enjoyment to offer. And for me, as someone who's counting down the days, minutes to Prime 4's release, like Metroid Dread actually set the bar pretty dang high for what Prime 4 is going to need to deliver on when it comes to story, gameplay, and all of that kind of stuff, even though it's going to obviously be a different game because it'll be a 3D perspective as opposed to 2.5D. I still think you need to be aware that this game is incredible, and don't dismiss it because it's 2D. Now, the one thing I will say is people who do not like a challenge and who like more of like a hand-holding game just to get through the story and feel like you're kind of experiencing what the game has to offer without really having to try very hard, this game is probably not going to be for you because it is legitimately difficult. It's not impossible to learn the mechanics and to get better each time. You just have to actually keep trying. And the good thing about the death mechanic in this game is it starts you back right where you you died or a room or two before you died. So you're never like having to backtrack and do a bunch of parts of the level all over again because you died. But this game does make you get good enough to get through all of the crazy boss fights and enemy fights that you encounter. So I think this is fantastic news from Nintendo to give us this little treat and have a free demo for Metroid Dread. It's already selling very well. Obviously, we have it topping the eShop charts and Amazon charts, and it's starting to lose, you know, some of that first place momentum, as obviously we're getting some other big games like Mario Party Superstars that'll be launching tomorrow. But you know, outside of that, I do think that this is the perfect move from Nintendo to expose it to more fans who were on the fence, because maybe you were someone who was waiting for this game to go on sale and you didn't want to pay the full $60. Well, now you can at least see if it's going to be worth it to you. And I think if you're anything like I am, like, you will be impressed right out of the gate when you feel how fast and fluid the mechanics and the gameplay are in Metroid Dread. And I would love to hear from all the fans in the comments down below what your experience has been with Dread so far, what you've thought of, you know, all of the different boss fights and how crazy some of them are. And I want to hear from you if you haven't picked up Metroid Dread as well. Do you plan on picking up this demo and giving it a chance and seeing if maybe you will decide to end up purchasing the game if you enjoy the demo? So I do look forward to hearing from you guys in the comments down below on all the different stories we covered today, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Thanks so much for watching the video today, everyone. I do truly appreciate you all sticking around until the end. I do at this point in the video want to invite you all one more time to join Sunbro Nation if you haven't done so already. Do so by subscribing below, hit the like button on your way out if you enjoyed it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. That's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you all have a great day. Sunbro Nation, out.